Where do I even start with Cayman? From clean beaches to high tax-free salaries, Cayman has a lot to offer. People from all over the world feel very much included here. But everything comes with a price tag. Cayman tops list of most expensive places to live. This video is all about cost of living in the Cayman Islands. I will talk about how much money you will need to live a comfortable life in Cayman Islands as a new immigrant. I will be sharing monthly average expenses that you will encounter here, which might help many of you in deciding your minimum budget that you should be coming here with. Living in Cayman Island is quite expensive. So this video is for those of you who would be landing in Cayman for the first time, carrying limited dollars, prepared for certain expenses. By the end of this video, you would know where and how you can save those dollars and have a good lifestyle as well. Let's start breaking it down by talking about accommodation. Houses are mostly fully furnished, so you don't have to carry anything with you when you're coming here as a new migrant. But definitely you need to take care of certain things that you have to bring with you, like if you have any preferences over your utensils or any other things which are primarily according to your choices. But as a whole, you get everything in the apartment, from fridge to TV to your sofa set to the bed. Everything is included in the apartments in most of the cases. Currently you can get a 2-bedroom apartment for around $2,000 to $3,000. It also depends on which location it is. But most of the houses are in Georgetown because all the offices and all the corporates are located in the town. But you might find a cheaper apartment which is located in the Bordentown or Prospect. But you need to consider the distance is nothing, but it takes a lot of time in traffic. So you always need to keep that in mind, because you might find a very cheaper option there, but again you need to travel a lot in the traffic. The second one is utilities. So the major expense in utility is electricity, and it purely depends on your AC usage. So if you really want to have AC turned on all the time, then be prepared to pay a hefty bill. But if your consumption is just average and you can do without AC for most of the time, definitely your bill will be less. So I can't give you a rough figure about that. The second expense is water expense. Water bill is very fluctuating and it ranges from $30 to $100 per month. Again, the usage is the main factor. So if you wash your dishes in dishwasher, or you use washing machine like thrice a week or more than that, you will pay more in your water expenses. Otherwise it might be around $50 to $60. And the third utility, which is the most important for all of us, is the Wi-Fi expense. So you can go with the basic plan, which is of 10 Mbps, and Logic is the nationwide provider of fiber optics here. I personally use it and it's been over a year and we are having a great service. But there are other service providers as well. I can name a few like Flow, C3, Digicel. But my experience with Logic has been good and I find it really convenient. I pay $65 for it, 10 Mbps, and it's pretty good. So the third expense would be transportation. Unlike other nations and the place you might be coming in from, public transportation, to be very honest, is not that efficient in Cayman Islands. I would recommend the day you land here, you should rent a car for at least 2 months and then you have to buy your own car. So buying a car is not a difficult deal. You can easily find used cars online on Facebook Marketplace and a website which I can put in the description. Some good island cars I can recommend you are all the Toyotas, Honda Fit for sure, and some Nissans. If you're looking for a luxury car, then you have to keep it in mind that you might not get the spare parts, or you will have to pay a hefty insurance fees and everything. So if you're a newcomer, I would recommend you to go for a hatchback. It will cost you around $6,000. A Honda Fit 2013 or 2014 would cost you around $6,000 to $8,000 depending on the kilometers and the condition, but that would be a safe bet. If you don't have that budget, definitely you can get better cars starting from $4,000. I can mention some of the used car resellers. I can put them in description. You can have a look. So the fuel price currently is $3.92 per gallon. So you don't have to worry about that here. Fourth on a list is phone bills. Again, if you are someone who really loves your freedom and you don't want to get committed in any of the telecom subscriptions, then you should definitely go for prepaid options. I personally recommend Digicel because it has good connectivity and the prices are fairly competitive. In general, there are only two telecom network providers in the Cayman Islands. One is Flow and the second one is Digicel. You can also opt for postpaid plans if you're interested. You get some privilege, like you get good data and you get calling minutes. If you don't have a lot of outgoing calls to make, or if you don't require data on your phone all the time, then you can opt for prepaid, but it's your own choice and it's your own preference depending on your usage. Fifth on the list is food. Dining out. If you're someone who really wants to go out and explore the place and find fancy outdoor options, you need to have a budget for that because the basic brunch here starts with $45. Weekends in Cayman pretty much rely on brunches. It starts from $45 as I told you before, but it can go up to anything. Regular fast food for two would ideally cost you around $30. Dine-in restaurant for a la carte would cost you $50 minimum for two. The next one is the most expensive and the most essential expense which you have to take care of. That is the groceries. Groceries are the highest in the world in the Cayman Islands. You pay literally double or three times of the items which you pay back in UK or US. I can make a separate video on it if you want, and I can give you a tour of the grocery markets in the Cayman Islands. For now, I can give you a rough idea. If groceries for two people in a month can easily cost you $300 to $400 per month. Again, it depends on your usage, but if you rely on home cooked food, definitely you have to pay around $400 a month on groceries. In Cayman Islands, all the major grocery outlets like Kirk, Foster's, Costellas, Price Right are closed on Sunday, so you have to schedule your shopping options accordingly. But wait a second, you can still find your essentials on Sundays from the smaller convenience shops. Obviously, you have to pay more for those items, but yes, it's not like on Sundays you cannot get anything. There are some shops which are open on Sundays. Mostly all the gas stations have a convenience store that is working 24/7, and there are some other stores like ShopRite, even that works on Sunday, and you can get some Indian stuff there as well. So last and not the least would be Miscellaneous. Again, you have to keep this in mind that you might feel sick, you might have to buy another pair of trousers or shoes, so you always have to keep a budget for that. Medicines, again, you will have a health insurance which will be taken care by your employer, but definitely everything will not be covered, so you still have to pay for your medicines, your vitamins. If you want any cosmetics, then you have to keep a budget for that. So in a nutshell, you should keep at least $200 to $250 as a miscellaneous expense that you might have to incur or that you might have to come across with. So that's it, guys. I have found an online resource that might be insightful for most of you. I will put that in description, so I'll just briefly read about it. In this page, we can see the idea of how much things will cost in Cayman Islands. So they have given two scenarios in it. One is cost of living scenario where couple without children live, and the other scenario is for couple with children. So there's a lot to read on this, and it's pretty descriptive, and this is a very legitimate source, so I'll just keep it in description. You can go here and you can have a better idea about it. I hope now you have a better picture about the cost of living in Cayman Islands, and you can plan your next move accordingly. If you have any other questions about living in the Cayman Islands, do let me know and I might make a video answering them. Thank you for watching, and do subscribe